Hey everyone, welcome back to the Arrow Off Script channel, and welcome to a very interesting new background. Yeah, I officially moved. Super exciting, I know. And now I guess I'm starting a lovely film program. We'll ignore the terrible lighting for now, but for today's video, we are going right back into Am I the A-hole videos. I'm really excited to get back into content creating. And honestly, it's just been weird not making videos and editing them. So without further ado, let's get right on into the first post. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my brother's fiance wear my late mother's wedding dress? I, 30-year-old female, lost my mom 5 years ago. Before she passed, she gave me her wedding dress. She told me she wanted me to have it, whether I chose to wear it at my own wedding, repurpose it, or just to keep it as a memory of her. It's one of those sentimental things I own. My older brother, Jake, 33 male, is getting married in a few months to his fiancée Laura, who's 29 female. We have a good relationship, but we're not super close. Last week, Laura asked if we could meet up for coffee, and that's when she dropped the bombshell. She told me she had always dreamed of wearing a meaningful wedding dress when she got married and thought it would be so special if she could wear my mom's wedding dress. She said it would be a beautiful way to honor my mom at the wedding. I was completely caught off guard. I told her that while I appreciated her sentiment, my mom gave the dress to me, and it was very personal. I wasn't comfortable letting someone else wear it, especially because I still might want to use it in some way for my own wedding someday. Laura immediately got upset and said I was being selfish. She told me it wasn't fair because she never got to meet my mom, and this would be a way for her to feel connected to her. She also said my mom would have wanted her to wear it since she's joined the family. I stood my ground and told her no. I suggested she find another way to incorporate my mom's memory, maybe by wearing a piece of my mom's jewelry or a pair of her shoes. But Laura said that wasn't the same. Now my brother is involved, and he told me I should reconsider because it would mean a lot to Laura. He said I was being unnecessarily difficult over just a dress. Even some of my relatives are saying I should think about the bigger picture and how this would be a touching tribute. I feel guilty, but at the same time, this dress means the world to me. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to let her wear it? Honestly, no. Like like you said, your mom gave you this dress, so obviously she wanted you to have it. And sure, your soon-to-be sister-in-law had never met your mom, but that doesn't mean that she deserves this dress. Like if the dress came with a veil or something, sure, maybe give her that. But like you said, there's other ways to incorporate it because your mom left you with this dress and your choice to do what you want with it. So like repurpose it or what have you. So it's your choice. And like the rest of the family like just seems to be kind of like pushing this narrative onto you that you should give it to her. But like you said, you might want to use it at your own wedding. And so honestly, I don't consider you the a-hole. Like in all honesty, because like it was given to you and it's your choice for what this gets used for. So by the decree of Arrow, not the a-hole. Alright, second post. Am I the a-hole for dropping my friends after they covered for my cheating boyfriend? All right, folks, strap in. We're going down a fucking highway right now. I, 29 female, just ended a long term relationship after finding out my boyfriend had been cheating on me with one of my closest friends. As if that wasn't enough of a betrayal, I later discovered that nearly all of our mutual friends knew about it. They saw it happening, they let it continue, and never once told me. For years, we were a tight knit group. We spent nearly every weekend together, took trips, celebrated milestones, and leaned on each other through everything. I genuinely believed these were the people I could trust with anything. But while I was being lied to, they were helping cover for him. I found out in the worst way possible. I walked in on them. I wasn't suspicious. I wasn't snooping, just unlucky enough to show up at the wrong time. The shock and humiliation were instant. My so called friends looked guilty, but my boyfriend, he just sighed like he was relieved the secret was finally out. When I confronted my friends, their excuses made me sick. We didn't want to get involved. It wasn't our place to say anything. We thought you already knew. Some even tried to justify it, saying it just happened, or worse, it's not that serious. But they knew. They watched him flirt with her at parties, they saw them sneaking off together, they heard conversations and rumors, and not one of them had the decency to warn me. Instead, they let me sit there, laughing and joking with them, completely oblivious to the fact that they were all keeping this massive secret from me. I cut my ex and the girl he cheated with out of my life immediately, but the rest of the group? That's been harder. Some apologized, but others acted like I was making too big of a deal out of it. They kept inviting me to hangouts, expecting things to go back to normal like nothing had happened. They told me I was being petty and unfair for throwing away years of friendship over this. But how can I stay friends with people who betrayed me so easily? Who let me be lied to and humiliated for months? Who watched me unknowingly play the fool and said nothing? They stabbed me in the back, and now they want to pretend like it never happened, but I can't and I won't. Am I the a-hole for refusing to stay friends with the people who covered for my cheating boyfriend? Absolutely not. Oh my gods, those aren't friends. To anyone on the internet thinking that that is what a friend would do, any form of cheating, any of that, like, call them out. Literally. Because now you're instilling in that in their ex-partner that it's okay to cheat and you'll cover for him. You won't let his partner know. That is disrespectful. And that is so bad. Like, some of the excuses, like, oh, we thought you already knew. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Cheating is a big deal. Like, grow the hell up and build the courage to break up with your partner if you feel like you are loving someone else. Like, cheating is such a disrespectful and, like, it's just disrespectful, it's rude, and it shows that you're not mature enough to be in a relationship because you're too scared to break someone's heart. Or, I can get away with it. Like, no, just communicate. Because not only are you cheating on your partner, but the friends knew about it, and your friends are still okay with being friends with him. So that tells me that they're not friends and they don't give a shit. So honestly, not the a-hole. Like, truly, you're not the a-hole. You have every right to feel the way you do. That is, oh, that's so insane. Like, those are not friends. Like, obviously, if some of them apologized genuinely and, like, they meant it, sure, maybe I'd reconsider being like, yeah, okay, like, we can try and rebuild our friendship. But, like you said, some of them don't sound that way. So, honestly, just, like, screw them, because that's not friendship. That's fucking evil. Ugh, can't believe people sometimes. Alright, third post, folks. Am I the a-hole for refusing to have a religious wedding despite our family's disapproval and standing my ground on our own wedding plans? I, 27 female, am engaged to my fiance, 27 male, and we're currently planning our wedding. We've been together for years, and neither of us were sure if we wanted to get married until we met each other. Now we're excited to celebrate our love on our own terms. Here's some important context. We both are atheists. I've been an atheist since I was 13, it wasn't just a phase, and my fiance realized he didn't believe in college. We both come from Christian families, but we have made it very clear multiple times that we will not be having a religious wedding. Despite this, his family in particular refuses to accept it. Since my fiance doesn't like planning and I love it, I'm extremely organized, a bit of a perfectionist, and have planned weddings and baby showers for my friends before. He let me take charge of most of the details. He only had two conditions: one, no religious elements whatsoever, no church, no prayers, nothing faith related, and two, a DJ instead of a band. He's a huge rap fan and we want some rap during the reception. And a time capsule where guests can leave written messages for us to open on our 50th anniversary. Everything seemed fine until we hosted an engram dinner with our families. My future mother in law casually asked about which church we'd chosen, assuming that, despite everything we'd said, we'd still go and have a church wedding. When we explained again that we would not be getting married in a church, she and several other relatives were outraged. They argued that the marriage is a sacred institution, that we were disrespecting tradition, and that we'd regret not having a religious ceremony. We explained that we're considering venues like a garden or a winery, but the backlash was immediate. Then my other future sister-in-law, not the one with the CPS situation, but another one, jumped in, questioning if we even planned on having kids and why we weren't doing a proper wedding. We told them we weren't sure about kids, but if we did have any, they would be free to choose their own beliefs, whether that meant following a religion or being an atheist like us. This caused more of an uproar. As if that weren't enough, my mother in law then decided to make things personal, claiming that my fiance had settled for me and could have done so much better because he's a lawyer, while I'm just a nanny. For context, I make an insanely good salary as a full time nanny for a very wealthy family, enough to support 2 households if I wanted to. On top of that, I financially supported my fiance throughout law school. But somehow, according to mother in law, I'm still not good enough. She also criticized our decision to get a prenup, which is important to me because my religious parents got divorced, and I want to protect both of us in case things ever go south. My fiance told his mother to shut her mouth, and uh, she can happily take a cab home. She was speechless, but father-in-law glared at her and she stayed silent for the rest of the evening. Then, of course, someone brought up the CPS incident, so my previous post, that happened in January. I posted them in the same day because all of that just made me blah blah blah. And the fact that the kids are in the care of their grandparents and their mother in rehab is my fault. Some of his family believes I overstepped by calling CPS when my future sister in law abandoned her kids with me while I was working, even though CPS later confirmed she was using substances. My brother in law is heartbroken, but even he thanks me because he is more sad about the kids and how he feels betrayed rather than my actions, which he called, and I quote, mature and logical. Apparently, this is now being used as proof that I'm too cold and calculated to be a good wife and mother. The only people on our side are my fiance, my father in law, my fiance's brother, and sister in law, who actually respects my boundaries, my brother, and surprisingly, my own parents. Even though they don't agree with our atheism, they support us because they believe we should be able to make our own choices. After all of this, I'm honestly exhausted. My fiance is just as frustrated, but he's more used to the family drama since he comes from a family of 10, while I only have a family of 4. He's 100% standing with me, and while he was initially upset about the conflict, he now fully supports keeping our wedding how we want it. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I made a post about eloping. I deleted it, mainly because my fiance and I were thinking of going through it. We decided we are having the wedding, but we need to discuss it further. I thought we were on the same page about eloping, so that's why I posted it. Then we realized we weren't. It's just we need more time to think, and I may need to post it properly. Alright. That was a lot to unbag. Honestly, you're not the a-hole because, like you said, it is your wedding. So many people, when it comes to weddings, especially the family members, like to think that they can plan it and it's all about them, when really it is the wedding of the two people that are coming together. Weddings don't need to be tied to religion, and they never had to be. Like, thinking about it, way back when, weddings were never tied to religion. Shockingly enough, weddings had a dark history where it was trading off the woman for goods. So, like, weddings were dark. They were meant to be a trade-off of the goods, not representing two lovers coming together. And honestly, you're doing it the way you want to because this is a day that you're going to remember. This is an important day to you and your partner, and this is showing the unison of you both and how much you guys love each other. Obviously, in my own opinion, you don't need a wedding to prove or show how much you love a person, but like for so many people, weddings are a way to represent how much they love each other, to represent that unification of two souls, if you will. And I don't think you're the a-hole because, like I keep saying, it's your day, it's your choice. Like, if everybody's going to have a fuss over it, then they don't need to come. Obviously, it would mean the world if your partner's side of the family does show up to the wedding, but it's just so annoying to me to see that they care so much about something that has nothing to do with them. Loads of people get a prenup, like, because they just want to make sure that both sides are protected in case of a divorce and whatnot. Like, a prenup is totally a fair thing to do. So honestly, you're not the a-hole, you're just doing what you want for your day, and that's 100% fine. So in my humblest opinion, not the a-hole. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!